Chapter 10 from A Horse's Tale, 1980s, A Gift from the Mountain, Eduardo's story by Peggy King Anderson. Clouds of dusty ash flew into the air as Eduardo swept the brick patio. "It's not fair, amigo," he said to the small dog who lay in the shade watching him. "I must give up my whole afternoon to get ready for my sister's party. Elena's birthday is not until tomorrow. Why must I do all this today?" Eduardo finished sweeping and put the broom back in the shed. A papier-mâché donkey stood on the shelf looking back at him. Bright colors flashed purple and crimson as a shaft of sunlight touched it. "And look at her piñata, amigo. It is beautiful," Eduardo sighed. The piñata was filled with candy and toys ready for tomorrow's party. "I did not get a piñata for my birthday, amigo. I didn't get anything. And all because of the mountain." That was not quite true, a little voice reminded him. His mother had given him amigo for his birthday, and he loved the dog very much, but he had not had a party. Eduardo went back outside the shed. He knelt down for a moment to scratch amigo's ears. He remembered well the morning of his 11th birthday. It was May 18th, 5 long months ago. That morning, Mount St. Helens had erupted, sending clouds of choking ash from many miles away toward his town of Yakima. The whole world had turned dark, or so it seemed, and none of his friends could come to his party. For the next few weeks, everyone had been busy trying to clean away the ash, and after that, it seemed they had all forgotten about Eduardo's birthday. And now Elena was having her party, with 5 friends coming. Amigo stood up suddenly and sniffed in Eduardo's pocket. "I have nothing for you, my friend, but I'll see if Mama has a bit of chorizo left from breakfast." Eduardo loved the hot, spicy sausage, and Amigo loved it too, as long as his water dish was handy. His mother was busy in the kitchen with bowls and pans all over the counter. Clouds of flour flew into the air as she hastily mixed the bowl of batter. "Eduardo," she said as he scooped up a bit of chorizo from the pan on the stove, "I need some more apples for the cake." He went outside to the small orchard and picked 5 apples. Elena would have his mother's delicious tarta de manzana for her birthday. Inside him, a great resentment was growing. He was mad at his mother, and he was mad at the mountain. "I know it's silly to be mad at a mountain," he said to Amigo, "but that's the way I feel." When he took the apples to the kitchen, his mother was not there. He left them on the counter and hurried out. "Eduardo!" It was his mother calling again. He ducked behind the barn. He would pretend he had not heard. Let Elena do whatever needed to be done. After all, it was her birthday. From the barn, he could see the back of the fruit stand out by the road. His uncle, Rosario, busily stacking apple boxes. His uncle looked up as he approached. "Eduardo!" he called out cheerfully. "You are just in time. I have found something, and I am giving it to you." Eduardo forgot his anger then and ran the last few steps. His uncle grabbed him in a big bear hug. "I knew I could make you smile. Here, what do you think of this? I found it this morning when I moved that pile of old boards to put out this new crop. A customer must have dropped it there last fall." "Who was it now?" His forehead creased with thought. Uncle Rosario reached behind a pile of apples and handed Eduardo a small wooden horse. Then his uncle's face brightened. "Ah, I remember. That little Asian girl. She was traveling to Spokane with her family. Now, what was her name? It rhymed with Ramon. Amon. I am certain it was Amon." Uncle Rosario looked pleased. He prided himself on remembering his customers. But Eduardo felt disappointment settle over him like a cloud of dusty ash that settled around his feet. The horse was ugly, and dirt still clung to it. "It's a toy for a small child, Theo. I'm 11 now, you know, even though we didn't celebrate my birthday," he thought. "But Eduardo, look closely," his uncle said. "Can you not tell this horse is very old? I am sure it was carved long ago, before you were born. This horse has been a gift to many children." His uncle beamed as he handed it to Eduardo. "It is still ugly," Eduardo thought, but he said nothing. There was the sound of a car engine down the road, and Uncle Rosario looked up. "Quickly, Eduardo, wash off the apples. Perhaps we will have a customer." Eduardo put the small horse in his pocket and ran to get the spray bottle. He went down the row, squirting the apples that lay piled in red mounds. Rivulets of gray dust ran down their sides. "You, mountain," Eduardo said to himself, "see the extra work you've made for us?" The car stopped, and a young man jumped out and strode over to the stand. "I'll take 5 pounds of apples," he said, giving Eduardo a quick smile. "And where are you going in such a hurry?" Uncle Rosario asked. "I'm headed for Mount St. Helens. I'm a scientist. We think there may be another eruption soon." "No!" Eduardo said, and was embarrassed when he realized he had spoken aloud. The man looked down at him. His uncle put a hand on Eduardo's shoulder. "The mountain erupted on Eduardo's 11th birthday." "Then you will never forget May 18th, 1980, the man said. "I don't want to remember it," Eduardo said. "I have seen the pictures. The mountain destroyed everything." "We thought that at first," the man said, "but we were wrong. Already there are fireweed and blue lupine blooming on the sides of the mountain, and many of the small animals have returned. We even saw a herd of elk just north of Spirit Lake the other day." His uncle looked thoughtful. "We were worried about our apples, too, because of the ash, but our harvest is even better than last year." Eduardo felt anger rising in him. "But the apples are covered with ash. We have to work hard to clean them over and over again. Everyone is so busy they have no time for other things." "Like my birthday party," he thought, and the anger inside him grew bigger. He folded his arms and stood looking sullenly down at the ground. He felt his uncle's surprise at his words. "I don't care," he thought. "I'm angry at the mountain. Finally, I'll have someone to tell, someone who knows all about this mountain." The scientist put a hand on his shoulder. "Eduardo, I have something to show you." He walked over to his car and returned holding a beautiful vase. Its colors glowed purple and blue, as if a strange light came from within. Eduardo kept his arms folded, but he knew his eyes must tell the scientist that he found this vase beautiful. The man smiled. "The colors are from a special glaze made with ash from the mountains, Eduardo." "How could the ugly ash make something so beautiful?" Eduardo stared at the vase. The man held it out to him. "Take it. It's a birthday present for you so that you'll feel some joy when you remember that day." Eduardo took the vase. He walked slowly back to the orchard with Amigo following him. He turned the vase in his hand, seeing its glowing colors. His mother loved beautiful things too. He would show it to her. He remembered then that she was back at the house rushing to get everything done before his sister's birthday tomorrow. "I'll go back and help her, Amigo. I don't feel so angry anymore." As he walked toward the house, something poked him. He looked down and saw the wooden horse sticking out of his pocket. He smiled then, thinking of his uncle's words about the horse being a gift too, for many children. "I'll give it to Elena," he said to Amigo, "for her birthday." As he neared the house, he saw the piñata swinging gently from the branch of the apple tree by the patio. "Why is it hanging already, Amigo? If we have wind tonight, it'll blow down before the party." He saw his mother then, standing by the back door. She called to him, "Eduardo, where have you been? I've been looking for you." But she didn't look angry. She was smiling, and as she hurried up, he saw the apple cake with 11 candles burning on it. Manuel, Jason, and the other boys from his class poured out the back door, pushing each other and laughing. "Surprise!" they yelled. Eduardo stood still. He felt first a lump in his throat, then a great happiness. His mother had not forgotten his party after all. She hurried over to him and hugged him. "I'm sorry it took so long to do this, Eduardo." She stood back and looked at the vase. "Where did you get this?" There was awe in her voice. "It is beautiful." Eduardo held it up so all could see. "It is a gift from the mountain," he said. I didn't see much of Eduardo's party because I was in his pocket the whole time. But Elena's birthday party was fun. After she unwrapped me and her other presents, the children took turns hitting the piñata with a stick. When it broke, candy rained down. All the children scrambled to pick it up. I like Elena. She plays with me every day and always puts me in a place where I can see what's going on. She calls me caballo, which is Spanish for horse. I've had a lot of names and I have been a friend to many children, but my real name is Nuxchaskaja, the horse of many adventures. I wonder where I'll travel next.